Good morning, it's Trisha with Easy Emini Trade, and I wanted to go over a couple things from Thursday and Friday, February 11th and 12th. And if you're interested in learning more about the setups, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com. Also, a reminder that the evening webinar is going to be Thursday, February 25th at 8 p.m. and you can also get that information on the site as well. And we try to do one a month in the evening for people who can't attend the education or chat room during the day. So anyway, seating is limited, and just see if it's something you're interested in. Okay, so here is Thursday the 11th, and we actually there wasn't much going on first thing in the morning, and we actually took this trade here at it's actually 11:16 on Thursday. And I was a little worried because we took it and we were a little far from the channel, so I was sweating it out how big the pullback was going to be here. But we actually got in on this bar here where you see the arrow, and we were able to reach our targets. And then what I had done is I put my final third just under this area here, and this was the high of the previous day. So I had my final third at a target of just under that area there, and obviously I got it, and I think I wound up on my final third 9.5 points. But the problem is that, had I held on longer, obviously, and managed it differently, that I could have captured a whole lot more. But that's just the way it is. You make your decisions, and you just deal with what you've decided to do, and you can't beat yourself up for not capturing the rest of this move, because obviously you don't know it's going to continue in that direction. But with that said, if you were trail stopping, you could have moved your stop just under this area here as it progressed sideways and then continued higher. Totally up to you. Also, right here, if somebody wanted to take it during lunch, they could have re-entered here at 11:41. The setup was still valid. They absolutely could have done that if they were still trading during lunch. On the ES, it actually did not set up at the same time. And the reason is, here you get your close outside the channel and you're above the 50%. I mean, everything looks great, but your ADX is not above 20 and rising until this bar here, and we're already in on the NQ, so nothing that we can do there. If somebody wanted to re-enter here above this bar here at 11:41, they could have done that, but they have to know that the high of the previous day is right there. Obviously, you can see you busted right through it. So it wasn't an issue, but typically those areas are an issue, or at least areas that you want to pay attention to. And if you were trading during lunch, you actually had another setup on both the NQ and the ES. So that was at, what time was that? That was at 1:22 on the NQ and 1:21 on the ES. So either one of those, the setup was there if you wanted to take it. Again, this is an area here that we had marked at 1778.75 on the NQ, so that would likely be your target. So you'd know that going in. The ES, we had a target of 1077 if you were taking it. And by target, I mean these are areas of support and resistance that we pick out first thing in the morning based on previous price action, over a week, a month, just whenever in that area of price, where do you consistently stall or pause, bounce, pull back, that sort of thing. And this is Friday. Friday morning, first thing, I had data issues, so nothing I could really do about that. I don't know if there was a setup first thing or not. My guess is that there probably was, but nothing I could do about that because I was having data issues. So there wasn't anything in the morning that I could take. And I say that because I was only trading in the morning on Friday. Your ADX is, not above 20 over here on the ES. or on the NQ, so nothing you can really do with any of this. Here you do get closed outside the channel and above the pivot point, but you do have the 50% retracement right above your head, and your indicator is not in line to take that yet. So nothing that you can do with that. The first real opportunity was here, and that was at 12:03. So if you're trading during lunch, you could take that. Here you do get closed outside the channel above the 50% retracement, but your ADX is not in line until this bar here. And on this bar here, you wind up being pretty far from the channel, so you'd expect that you'd get a pullback. So you could have taken it above this area here, and obviously that worked out nicely, expecting to get up to the close of the previous day, and then obviously you get through that and you get to the high of the previous day. So nice trade if anybody took that. Also setting up just about let's see, wasn't at the same time, it was much later. It was actually at 12:14, setting up on the ES, because here you do get closed outside the channel, but you're setting up under a very strong congestion area where your 50% retracement and your pivot point is, so you'd want to get through that. So likely you would have taken it on the NQ because it's set up first. This set up at 207 on the NQ and actually 209 on the ES, but either way, closed outside the channel, everything's in line to take it. You know that you might have some issue at the high of the previous day, but there's plenty of room to take it in both cases. On the ES, you have the close of the previous day above you. Again, plenty of room no matter which trade you would have taken to the next area where you might stall above your head. So obviously you stall here and then you break through it. So another nice trade if anybody had taken that. So that's really all that you probably would have taken on Friday, but you probably could have done a couple range trades. So I hope that helps, and we'll see you tomorrow.